Honda says the money will go towards building internal combustion engines, hybrid electric vehicles, and battery electric vehicles on the same line.
While the world rushes headfirst into an electric future, one voice just slammed the brakes, and it's not some obscure YouTube gearhead. It's Honda's CEO. In a subtle yet earth-shaking leak, Honda's top boss unveiled something that could turn the EV industry upside down. We're talking about a groundbreaking engine, merging clean performance with unbeatable affordability and everyday practicality. If even half of what's being whispered is true, Tesla and every EV titan better take notice. So, what's this engine all about? Why does it threaten the EV surge? When most folks hear hybrid engine, they picture the classic Prius. Quiet. Efficient. Kinda dull. But what Honda's CEO just revealed is far from that. This isn't your uncle's tame hybrid. What we're seeing could be the boldest counterstrike the EV world has faced in 2 decades. So, what makes this engine stand out? Why are insiders already dubbing it an EV killer? To get the full picture, we need to pop the hood. Because this story isn't just about fuel. It's about freedom. Honda's new hybrid tech sidesteps the heavy, costly battery packs that drive up EV prices and stretch charging times. Instead, they've honed an ultra-efficient internal combustion engine, turbocharged, finely tuned, and paired it with a cutting-edge electric motor that complements it perfectly. This isn't some halfway compromise between gas and electric. It's a seamless blend of both worlds, dodging the trade-offs that make most hybrids feel like a clunky middle step. Here's why this leak is a big deal. Honda isn't chasing flashy headlines or luxury cred. They're targeting the global market, especially fast-growing regions where stable power grids are a dream and charging stations are scarce. Think Southeast Asia, Africa, South America. In those places, a pure EV isn't just inconvenient, it's often unrealistic. But a car with this engine? That's a game changer. It doesn't need charging stations or rare minerals, and it's built to run clean, smooth, and strong in harsh conditions. Let's break down the numbers. This hybrid system delivers fuel economy that rivals full EVs, without the dread of running out of juice. Early estimates suggest over 50 miles per gallon in real-world driving. Plus, emissions are cut to levels almost matching electric cars, thanks to Honda's low-temperature combustion and electric motor support in city traffic. The gas engine only fires up when it's truly needed. And when it does, it packs a punch. Don't think this is some gutless daily driver, either. Honda's engineers have obsessed over balance, torque, speed, and even the driving vibe. The result is a powertrain that's lively when you want to push it and chill when you don't. This comes from the engine and motor syncing up in real time, delivering power with precision, not just following a rigid script. But here's the kicker that's got EV makers nervous: the price. Honda's decades of expertise in internal combustion means they've got the factories, the workforce, and the supply chains ready. Scaling this hybrid globally doesn't hinge on rare metals or brand new infrastructure. It can roll out now, at prices way below even the cheapest EVs. So, if you're in your 20s or 30s, grinding away, maybe saving for your first ride, stuck between pricey EVs and old-school gas hogs, this engine changes the game. Suddenly, green and affordable aren't opposites. And you don't need to sweat a power outage or a broken charger at the gas station. Honda's CEO didn't just spill tech details. This leak was intentional. A power move. He wanted the world to know that while the auto industry was caught up in battery wars and headline chasing, Honda was crafting something quiet, solid, and relentless behind the scenes. Something that speaks to real-world needs, not just Silicon Valley showrooms. And this tech isn't just eco-friendly, it's built to endure. These engines can handle rough treatment, run on lower-octane fuel, tackle bad roads, and still deliver top efficiency. It's green, sure, but it's also tough. In a world where sustainability and practicality rarely align, that's a rare feat. So, here's the real question. If you could pick between a sleek, pricey EV that ties you to a shaky charging grid, or a rugged, affordable hybrid that performs just as cleanly without the hassle, what would you go for? For millions globally, that's no longer a what-if. It's a real choice. And if this engine scales like Honda plans, it won't just change what people drive, it'll reshape who gets to join the green revolution. No more locking clean transport behind luxury brands and $40,000 price tags. This is clean driving for everyone, and that's why the EV world should be seriously rattled. Now, if this tech is as game-changing as it sounds, there's got to be a bigger plan, right? This can't just be about a better engine. So, what's Honda's real strategy? What's their endgame? When Honda's CEO stepped up to the mic and calmly revealed plans for a new wave of hybrid tech, the industry didn't snicker, they tuned in. This wasn't some quirky side project or a nostalgic nod to the early 2000s, it was a bold, strategic jab at what some call the EV monopoly. A world where your only eco-friendly option is a car chained to the grid, loaded with lithium, and priced like a status symbol. Honda, though? They're rewriting the rules. Flash back to their big press event in May 2025. The spotlight was on hybrid engines, sure, but dig a little deeper, and the real story unfolds. Honda's president and CEO, Toshihiro Mibe, laid it out plainly: the future isn't all or nothing. It's not EVs versus gas. It's about choice. It's about crafting a versatile, robust transport system that works worldwide, not just in rich cities with chargers on every block. That word, worldwide, is key. A Tesla might shine in Los Angeles or Munich. But it's a pipe dream in rural India, West Africa, or parts of Southeast Asia. A hybrid, though, hitting over 50 miles per gallon, cheaper than a basic EV, and running smoothly without chargers? That's game-changing. Mibe didn't deliver the news with flair, but the impact was huge. He shared that Honda's next chapter won't be a sharp pivot. It'll be a steady, thoughtful rollout. First, new hybrid engines will debut in high-efficiency premium cars, models to test the waters, perfect the tech, and prove hybrids have leveled up. Then, the tech will flow into compact cars, family rides, scooters, and even three-wheeler taxis in developing markets. And that's savvy. You can't overhaul an ecosystem in a day. You meet people where they stand, offering something practical, reliable, familiar, and then build from there. Now, here's the juicy part: the economics. Unlike pure EVs, which lean on pricey battery packs, rare earth minerals, and shaky supply chains, Honda's system taps decades of combustion engine know-how. Their hybrid setup doesn't demand a complete factory overhaul. That keeps production costs down, repairs affordable, and supply chains steady. This opens another door: government backing. While EVs grab the spotlight, not every nation is ready for a full electric leap. Grid challenges, fuel access, public transport gaps, it's messy. But a cleaner hybrid? That's an easier sell. Governments aiming to cut emissions without rebuilding cities might see Honda's approach as the ideal middle ground. Think subsidies, tax breaks, and faster adoption, all without banking on cheaper batteries. It's a hybrid revival, and the game has changed. Honda's CEO didn't say EVs are doomed. He's all for them. But he also believes combustion tech can, and should, thrive into the 2040s, not as a dinosaur, but as a smart, green choice for millions left out of the EV hype. Consider this: what if the end of gas engines isn't a deadline, but a myth? What if the world's shift is meant to be gradual, blended, and rooted in local needs? That's Honda's wager. If it pays off, this plan won't just shake up car lineups. It could reshape energy policy itself. Governments might pivot from solely building charging networks to supporting both EVs and ultra-efficient hybrids. Consumers could finally get a practical choice that doesn't force them to pick between saving cash, time, or the planet. This isn't just a tech fight. It's a battle for what mobility's future really looks like. With Honda's CEO dropping news of their biggest engine breakthrough in decades, the fight is on. So, how are the EV giants handling this curveball? Are they shrugging it off, or quietly rethinking their next move? Tesla, BYD, Rivian, and even old-school giants like Ford and VW have been all in on one vision: electric, full throttle. But out of nowhere, Japan's thrown a curveball into the mix. And it's not from some viral TikTok gearhead or a Reddit rumor mill. Nope. This came straight from the top. Honda's CEO just dropped news of a groundbreaking engine design. And the shockwaves? They're already rattling the EV kingdom's foundations. The EV market's been charging forward, but it's not been a smooth ride. Battery costs are still sky high, supply chains are knotted up in global politics, and then there's the glaring issue: charging. Range anxiety still stings when you're stranded on a highway with a nearly dead battery and no plug in sight. Just as EVs were starting to feel like the future, Honda flips the script with a wild card: an engine that's cheaper, cleaner, and doesn't need a charger. This isn't just a souped-up hybrid. The CEO teased something bigger: an ultra-efficient combustion tech, maybe using synthetic fuels or hydrogen blends, so clean it could rival EVs on emissions. If that's real, that's not a small upgrade. That's a haymaker. Now people are wondering, is the EV dream already buckling under its own hype? Look at Tesla. Their whole empire is built on battery supremacy, gigafactories, charging networks, all banking on lithium scaling up. But now they're exposed, not because their tech's weak, but because Honda's rewriting the playbook. This new engine doesn't need new infrastructure. It works with existing fuel stations, which is huge in places where chargers are as rare as honest car salesmen. BYD's been climbing fast with affordable EVs, especially in Asia and Latin America. But picture this: Honda, with its global reach and bulletproof reputation, rolls out a car that's clean, quick, cheap to maintain, and doesn't need a plug. That's a threat, especially in markets with shaky power grids or where buyers aren't ready to go full electric. The response? Hushed chaos. No loud press releases, just quiet pivots. Insiders say some EV makers are already shifting R&D cash to alternative fuels and hybrids. One clip even hinted Tesla's sniffing around hydrogen. Ironic, right? Elon once trashed hydrogen as mind-bogglingly stupid. But now? Minds are boggling for new reasons. Let's be clear, EVs aren't toast. Far from it. They've got momentum, funding, and policy wind at their backs. But the road ahead isn't as simple as we thought. Combustion's not fading quietly, it's evolving, reinventing itself. That kind of comeback? It's rare in tech. It's like bringing back vinyl records in the Spotify era, and making them feel fresh. So, here's the big question: can Tesla, Rivian, BYD, and the rest adapt fast enough? Can they match this flexibility? Or are they too deep in the electric-only mindset to shift gears? If Honda's engine lives up to even half the hype, the EV industry's no longer running unopposed. It's got a rival. And competition? That's great for us. It means cheaper prices, more choices, less time hunting for chargers, and maybe, just maybe, a spark of the innovation that made cars exciting in the first place. But this isn't just about tech battles or boardroom moves. If this shift takes hold, it could reshape streets worldwide. So, here's the question: are you still all in on an EV-only future? Or does Honda's hybrid revolution sound smarter, cheaper, and more practical for the world as it is today?